People are accusing us that we are protecting foreign nationals. We are not protecting for illegal foreign nationals. We need to protect the rights of all people in the Republic of South Africa. We are dealing with at the end of the problem. I've visited many borders, and there's no border fencing, whatever, nothing. People can just walk across, come in and do whatever they want to do.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. South Africa is in a full-blown housing war. On one side, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi is pledging to take back hijacked buildings and dismantle illegal settlements, even if it means carrying out evictions at 2 a.m. in the morning. On the other side, the South African Human Rights Commission says these actions are inhumane, degrading, and dangerous. Today we'll be unpacking this fiery clash between law enforcement, politics, and human rights. And I'll be honest, this conversation exposes a much deeper crisis in South Africa: lawlessness, border failures, and a system that feels like it's working against its own citizens. Let's get into it.
Chris Nissen is the chairperson of the South African Human Rights Commission, joining us now as we wrap up the show. Chris, thank you so much for making time. Good evening.
Good evening to you and good evening to the viewers.
What exactly are you concerned about regarding the evictions carried out by some municipalities and, of course, the intentions announced by the Premier of Gauteng?
First of all, we condemn all illegal occupations of land and buildings. But the law is very clear. If a person is there in 48 hours, you go through the court and due processes to get them out. And that is what we're looking at. However, the Commissioner, Kwinana, that has brought this to our attention, is very concerned that what the Premier said, allegedly said, that they will go at night. If you go at night, you'll have children sleeping there. And how is that going to happen? And the court will always tell you, what are your alternatives? Hence, yesterday I had a meeting with Commissioner Kwinana and asked her to arrange an urgent meeting with Premier of the Gauteng.
Yeah.
We're not standing in his way. We know that we cannot condone illegal occupation, but we're looking at the human aspect of it.
Yeah.
You can't go at night and remove people when children are sleeping, and then what then? Let the courts decide. Let's go through the due processes of the judicial process and let the court decide.
So what do you think it could be the solution? Because some of these informal settlements are occupied by illegal foreigners, and yes, some of them are pushed to set up these homes by circumstances, but some of them have taken advantage of our laws that protect them once they have set up their homes anyway. I think Panyaza Lesufi has explained that everything will be done according to the law. I think he also clarified this earlier today. He said these evictions are also intended to take back hijacked buildings so that you avoid displacements, especially for children. And in fact, if that is what is avoided, any suggestions then on how this can be carried out, how we can get these hijacked buildings back?
On the hijacked buildings, we cannot allow that. That's why I'm saying that let us follow due process in getting into the through the court procedures, and let the court decide on how we have to do that. However, let me also say that, you know, we need to say to everybody in the area especially in Johannesburg, you know, where people are going, it's illegal to occupy a building that is not yours. It's illegal for you to sell a room that is not yours. It's illegal for you just to just do whatever you want to do. However, we want to sit with the Premier and say to the Premier, how can we handle this matter?
Yeah.
How can we do this together and say, because there are many other South Africans that also do not have places to stay, but let us create a place find a place for people to stay and let them not occupy illegally buildings.
Isn't that part of the problem, Chris, that constantly people are told, do not occupy land illegally, do not sell or buy homes illegally, do not be here in this country illegally. But people really don't listen to that, because at the end of the day, they know that our laws somehow protect them. In fact, let me ask it this way. There is a sense from some South Africans that you, as the Human Rights Commission, are prioritizing the rights of illegal foreigners at the expense of local South Africans. And I'm sure you've seen the passionate and angry responses from some South Africans towards the organization. They're growing frustrated. Does that concern you at all?
Of course it does. It concerns us and the commissioners and the commission, because unfortunately, our act is very clear that we need to protect the rights of all people in the Republic of South Africa. That's what our act says. But what concerns us as the commission, and it's been raised with us on many occasions, you know, by various people in political circles and of course in Parliament and so on. What concerns us is that we are dealing with, at the end of the problem, our border management and Home Affairs are not doing what they're supposed to do. I've visited many borders, and there's no border fencing, whatever, nothing. People can just walk across, come in and do whatever they want to do. Secondly, our Home Affairs need to do their work. People are accusing the commission, saying, you know, people are going to clinics and hospitals and they're being served more than South Africans. People are accusing us that we are protecting foreign nationals. Our act is saying that we must protect the rights of our people. But the act does not say we can allow any illegal activity. If there's any illegal activity, the SAPS must take its course. The relevant government institution must take its course and do whatever they have to do to stop any illegal activity. And that's why we're saying, you know, we will engage with Premier so we can find a way of how we can, you know, work on finding a solution. But we will not, what we don't want, is in the night to go and remove people because children are sleeping there. We need to find a way of saying, Premier, let's find an elegant way of meeting with these demands. But clearly, what is very important in this country, our people are indeed saying to us, we are not treated the same way, because if we go to a clinic, if we go to a day hospital, go to hospital, etc. But the fact of the matter is, we are not protecting for illegal foreign nationals. We are protecting people in this country, and we first and foremost, we are looking after our citizens.
So Chris Neeson of the South African Human Rights Commission doubled down by saying Yes, we condemn illegal occupations, but evictions must follow the courts. They must follow the law and all the due processes. Removing families at night while children are sleeping is unacceptable. Now, fair enough. No one is saying children should be dragged out of bed at 2 a.m. But listen closely. This is where the commission loses people's trust. Because the entire argument is framed around protecting the rights of those inside illegal buildings or informal settlements. Yet there's no urgency for the rights of law-abiding South Africans who live next door, pay their taxes, and have watched their neighborhoods fall into chaos. Lesufi's plan is simple. Clean up crime-ridden hijacked properties, break syndicate control, and restore order. We've heard him say before, some of these informal settlements are cash machines for criminals with illegal electricity connections, drug hubs, and mafia-style extortion. And here's the kicker. Reports suggest the suspects behind attacks like the one on traffic wardens in Davidson are often operated out of these exact informal settlements. This isn't a theory, it's reality on the ground. So when the commission calls night raids inhumane, South Africans just hear excuses for criminals. And frankly, many see this as protecting lawbreakers at the expense of citizens. That's why public trust in this institution is eroding fast. Now, to be clear, Nissan isn't wrong that Home Affairs and the border management have failed spectacularly. He admitted it openly. South Africans aren't angry because evictions are happening. They're angry because illegal foreign nationals are flooding the system, occupying homes illegally, and get better access to public services than citizens themselves. When he says, "We're protecting all people in South Africa," South Africans hear, "We're protecting illegal foreigners before we protect you." That's the perception the people have, and that's why the tensions are boiling over. And this is exactly why the Premier's message resonates, whether you think he's being genuine or not. And honestly, this is bigger than just Lesufi. It's bigger than the South African Human Rights Commission. We are witnessing state collapse in real time. Borders left wide open, hijacked buildings turned into crime fortresses, citizens abandoned while our own institutions defend technicalities. South Africans are tired, they're angry, and they're asking a simple question. Why is it so hard for our government to defend its own people first? Lesufi says these evictions will be lawful and strategic. The commission says they're inhumane and reckless. So who do you trust? The politician who talks a big game but rarely delivers, or a commission that seems completely disconnected from the reality of life in Johannesburg? This fight isn't just about politics, it's also about survival. Because if government fails to enforce its own laws, if syndicates run our buildings and neighborhoods, and if illegal activity is protected under the banner of human rights, then what's left of South Africa? This is not a debate about compassion. It's a battle over whether this country can even govern itself anymore. This story is far from over, and I'll keep updating you on the latest. Watch the video on your left to see Ashley Souls grilling the College of Cape Town's principal, who is also a Zimbabwean. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.